I like the shape. So, we've got the whole chassis primed. Now it's time to go along and take a bunch of it off again. Now the reason for that is I'm going to be doing a seam weld all the way along the edge here and along there and lots of other bits and pieces. So I'm just going to take the primer off this edge and a bunch of other places, and then I'll hit it with weld through primer instead. Now weld through primer is, well, quite expensive in comparison, so I didn't want to just go painting everything with it. So I'm going to go through with the Scotch-Brite wheel and just take a bunch of paint off and then put some more paint back on again. That's done. Now notice I painted some white and same on the floor pan. That's because when this is all together I won't be able to get in to paint all this part, so that's why it's getting a bit now. Now just going to have to wait for this to dry, and then we're going to start by welding the floor in. So the floor will go flat on the table, the chassis will get lined up, and then I'll use some of my big clamps to actually clamp the chassis to the table so it's all dead flat. Then do all the welds. After that's done, then I'll put the side panels on, bolt them into position, line them all up, and then start welding them in as well. But everything's prepped, ready to weld. That's the body panels fully seam welded onto the chassis. Now, I was backstepping all the welds, so doing about 15 millimeters in one direction, then stepping back and then welding into it all the way along. That helps reduce the heat, because when you do a weld, the heat expands as you go along. So if you're only doing a short weld and running into the previous weld, it'll just be little steps all the way along. Now, this definitely has some warps in the side panels and a little bit in the floor, but hopefully when I grind these welds back flush and pretty, then most of that will hopefully go away. So, time to do a whole bunch of grinding. Now to do that, I'm just going to run along flush with the bottom, and then flush with the side, and then after I've got the both flushed off, then I can just radius what's left. Few ripples and bulges and stuff, so I didn't really want to, but I think I'm going to have to put some clamps on and put spot welds on all the cross members inside just to take most of that out. So that's the main chassis done, I think. So now there's lots of painting. We're going to go along with a bit of body filler just to make sure this is all really smooth. A few taps with the hammer here and there as well, more than likely. These tacks really did help a lot. So I think next is going to get some etch primer first, just to seal up all the bare metal, see how it looks after that. So there we have it. Bodywork is done on the chassis. So floor pan, couple of ripples, doesn't really matter. Side panels though is going to require a little extra finessing. So going to have to do a little bit of hammer and dolly work to try and get it as smooth as possible, and then go for filler, because it does have to look nice. So only thing left for this video is I'm going to flip it over and then reassemble all the body panels just to see what it looks like. So I've got to do some hammer and dolly work on the side panels around the spot welds, and then more primer, some filler, paint, all that stuff, and that should look really nice. Now these interior panels, they just need to be trimmed back here so the bonnet sits down properly. Then they're going to get sanded to get rid of the surface rust, and then they're going to get some primer, a little bit of filler and paint. So that'll look pretty nice. Then I've got to find a really big cereal box to make a template for the bonnet skin. Also got to find another giant piece for the seat, which is going to be aluminium. So that should be good. Then about the only other thing is I've got to make some guards to go over the wheels. Backs are going to be easy, fronts are going to be not quite as easy. And then I've got to make special mounts for the front to go into the spindles. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Let me know what you think of this style of edit, because I've changed things up a bit, done a bit of overlapping so that there's more action, less talking. Just thought I'd try it. I think it looks alright. So yeah, that's it for this video. As always, customize everything.